How's CommuniCamp going for you guys though?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
You loving it? You learning a lot?
The theme that came to me today and yesterday during their homework was I'm learning to unlearn.
Yes.
It's just so many things are habits, and just being mom is you just do things the way you always do it. And I had to really stop and think and include, I'll say her name, Divya, in a lot of the things I typically would not include her in. I just do all the time. I'm so used to doing. So I had to unlearn that and just include her, which you don't do typically.
Yeah, because you're so busy in your life.
Yeah. And I think of being someone who likes, I want to talk to people. And then, so I sometimes usually take over for my son. So being like, oh, there's totally things I can do to involve him in the conversation is like really helpful as well. And unlearning, I don't have to always take that, like, I don't have to be in the front, and we can do things that will help him feel comfortable to be on the front line and do things like that. So it is like an unlearning.
Yeah. I felt about it a little bit differently. I don't feel like I'm unlearning because I've been listening to you for the last 8 months. But what I have really felt so strongly is that I'm adding another full-time job to my life, which is planning out exposures all the time. When they ever happen to come up, I'm trying to include my daughter, Ayala, but I'm going to have to start planning how to do that more regularly.
So 2 things you said. One is the unlearning. You guys are going to laugh. But one of the things I do to describe this is imagine a toilet roll. A toilet roll, paper towel, toilet paper. So imagine toilet paper. It's like literally people come to me where it's all unraveled and we have to unravel it, like it's all bunched up and we have to unravel it to ravel it back up. And that's what a lot of families, especially the older families of older kids, because they've been doing things a certain way for so long that they have to almost unravel the toilet paper and roll it back up. And I see this all the time. So that analogy made sense to me because you are relearning habits. But the other thing I want to say to you is I see it as you're learning to integrate your child. So it does seem, and Misty, you can say this, you can understand where I'm going because we've talked about this in some ways. It's like you have to change, but it becomes much more natural as you move along in this process. So yes, you have to involve your child. If you're going to go to Target or Home Depot or go pick dinner up, take your child with you. If you're going to go to someone's house to pick up your other child at a play date, take your child with you. It becomes a way of life, and the way you question your child becomes a way of life. So what I do want to reassure you about is it actually isn't as much of a full-time job as you think. It becomes, yes, in the beginning it seems like a lot, but then that just becomes part of your life. Because if you think about it, like I'm only with a family for an hour, like for you, an hour a month. So you have to practice the skills and then unlearn and learn and tweak. So what treatment is for families is you're literally like learning new things. So your clinician, whomever you're working with, is learning about your child at that time, then translating it to you and how you integrate it into your life and how you integrate it into school and training your school. That's how it works. You come back, what's worked well, what's been challenging, tweak and move. And before you know it, this becomes so natural that you're like not needing to come much because you're learning how to bridge up and bridge down, and your child's made a lot of progress. So you don't have to work on a lot of the things you worked on in the beginning. So I do want to reassure you that it actually isn't as overwhelming as you realize. It's a lot of information now, and you have a young child. So once you start getting this kind of ball rolling, it's amazing. So Missy, what's your thoughts on that?
I think I felt the same way, and it seems almost daunting, but then you reframe the way you think about it and you see them, all of these opportunities, just daily opportunities. Oh, I need to go over to the neighbor's house to whatever, get sugar. Who does that? But okay, Leo, you're coming with me, and he may fight it once. And again, he's older, so we communicate very differently now, him being 9 versus the lady that said that about her younger child crying. And I remember those, but gosh, once you get past them, you're like, okay, that's done. So I was there, and it's a journey because I've been in it for a while, so it is a job. But like you said, you integrate it and you see all of these opportunities. Going to the store, instead of ordering the groceries, go pick up the groceries, make him go. Okay. Give him a choice in it though, in certain things. Like it starts to become part of the life and just very natural.
and educating others. So one of the things
Yeah.
that's really important is educating your family and friends and teachers, which kind of goes along with some of your questions, is really educating them because they don't know. And what some families have said to us at camp is, my gosh, my child's doing this and this, and she's actually talking and she's made friends and she doesn't do this in school. Why is this happening here? Like, I don't get it. And it's because they know what to do. And so all we need to do, I shouldn't say all we need to do, like it's so simple because it's not, but is to educate your school staff on how to do this. And we're giving you tools on what to do, but also giving you a lot of materials to share with them. So that's the great news, is that you're going to, I feel like what you're feeling is you're becoming more equipped. And when your anxiety starts to go down over this, you're projecting that onto your child. So instead of nervous and like that flat affect we get and it happens, you're starting to relax. And as your child's making progress, you're relaxing even more. And your child's sensing that confidence you guys have and they relax. It's amazing how that works. So anyway, thank you for being here. This means so much to me to have you here because for me, just educating parents and talking to parents is so much a part of my passion because I'm a parent too. So I get it. And so that's why CommuniCamp is my very favorite thing in the world.